So this is going to be talking about the return on investment pyramid that we talked about last week, right? So a medical device company is training a sales rep on a new cold calling technique. One of the meeting's objectives is each rep will obtain 5 new customers within 120 days of the meeting. This is an example of what level of measurement? So let's look at it again. A medical device company is training sales reps on a new cold calling technique. One of the meeting objectives is each rep will obtain 5 new customers within 120 days of the meeting. This is an example of what? So what are we going to underline here? Right? It's training. Okay. Meeting objective. Right? They're going to get 5 new customers within 120 days. That's the objective, right? So what level of measurement, and they're talking about return on investment measurement, right? So our 4 options are 2 learning, 3 application, 4 business impact, 5 return on investment. Is there anything that we can get rid of right off the bat? Okay, why can we eliminate A right from the get-go? I see, because the objective is more than just obtaining information. Okay, I like that. This is about obtaining new customers, not educational. No learning involved. Well, they're going to learn something so they can obtain, right? They're going to be trained so they can obtain, right? Is there anyone else that we can eliminate right off the bat? Yeah, return, right? What did we say return on investment was? We said that that was isolating the impact, right? This isn't talking about isolating the impact at all, is it? Okay. So now we have 2 left. And as I've said, right, this is typically what you're going to see on the exam. You're going to find yourself like hemming and hawing between 2. Okay, so let me ask you, if you learn a new skill, right, let's say you learn a skill about how to manage people on the phone. That's what we're going to teach them in the training. Okay, how to manage people more successfully on the phone. When you call people, what are you doing with what you've learned? Good, Jillian, you're applying it, right? That has to do with application, right? So does this sound like application? No, it doesn't sound like application to me. Right? It's successful application. You're right, Jillian, right? What does successful application do? It impacts business, gives you results. Okay, so application, what is the difference between application and business impact? Application is actually doing the thing, right? So if the question were something like this, each rep will obtain 5 new customers, or each rep will manage telephone conversations in a better manner, right? That's application. They're applying the skill, right? But impact is the results, right? So they applied the skill, that's application. What happened as a result of applying the skill? That's impact, right? So yeah, but they're going to measure, did it happen, right? The whole meeting hasn't happened, so you couldn't actually measure application yet either, or learning hasn't happened. But remember, you have to start with the end in mind. What do you want to happen? Right? So they want each rep to get 5 new customers, right? How are they going to measure that? Well, after the meeting, right, after 120 days, they're going to see, did they obtain 5 new customers? That's impact. If they wanted to see how reps are handling people on the phone better, right, they probably would be observing calls, right? That would be application. It's still application because they're applying what they learned. Oh, that's application, yes. Because they're not talking about the impact of it, right? The next step would be, okay, they used the technique in 95% of the time. What happened as a result of that? That's application. That's impact. I'm sorry, I'm backwards tonight. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so for those of you guys who said, oh geez, I got this one wrong too, why didn't you post it? Now that's just a rhetorical question. But do you see how helpful it is if you get a question and you still don't, you got it wrong and you looked it up and you still didn't know? See how helpful it is? Now all of you guys got to reinforce this idea. So you're part of a study group. That means you owe it to your fellow study groupies, right, to post things you don't understand because somebody else out there is having the same issue.